Many of you have asked me to comment on the HIMS NVO partnership. HIMS is up 40% in the after hours as of Friday. I really didn't want to talk about it right now, but I'm gonna comment on it a little bit for a few minutes, keep it short, and give you my opinion. But HIMS and NVO are eyeing a partnership to sell the obesity drugs on HIMS. That would really be amazing. It would take away the litigation risk for HIMS. It would take away a lot of potential legal risk, and HIMS is not going to benefit a lot from this partnership. They're not going to make very high gross margins on selling branded drugs, but they can use it as a marketing funnel, bring people in through the oral GLP-1 marketing. Once they bring people into the HIMS ecosystem, then they can cross-sell them HIMS labs, they can cross-sell them mental health, potentially sexual health, and things within women's health, and they can use it as a marketing funnel. And I would much rather HIMS partner with Big Pharma instead of fighting Big Pharma, because this is a battle that they will most likely lose. That would really be amazing for HIMS, but also for NVO, because HIMS right now has 4.5 million subscribers. Most of their subscribers are actually outside the United States. NVO is planning to sell this pill globally, so HIMS would actually be an amazing partner. And you have to keep in mind, the Lilly pill comes out in a few months. So if it's not NVO, maybe potentially Lilly is going to be the one partnering with HIMS, and NVO doesn't really want this to happen. So this is the position that HIMS is in. It's not really in a position of weakness anymore after diversifying so much outside the United States. And NVO is not doing too well, not just in terms of his stock price, but their financials are not doing too well. And this partnership would make perfect sense for HIMS and NVO. Now, the reason why I didn't want to talk about it right now is because I remain skeptical. I said I'm not believing in the HIMS NVO partnership until it's officially confirmed. It has not been confirmed yet. So far, it has been a story from a Bloomberg reporter. And it says this is due to a person familiar with the matter, and they don't want to mention their name because the information is not public, and they're going to launch it on Monday. Hey, maybe this is true, but I'm not 100% certain. I would rather be excited whenever the CEO talks about it, NVO talks about it, but I haven't talked about it yet. And I've seen similar setups before, let's say with Skyworks Solutions, which is a chip manufacturer. They sell most of their chips to Apple. Back in 2017, 2018, there was a story, I don't know from which company, but they said they're gonna be Apple will be dumping them. The stock went down like 40%, and then they said it's a rumor, it's not true, it's just fake, and then the stock recovered. I've seen many similar setups before, so that's why I'm not getting as excited as I should be on this report. But so far, HIMS or NVO have not denied it. So if it was fake, they would have denied it. They reached out to NVO to comment on this subject. They said, we are always in conversation with companies that can help improve patient access to FDA approved medicine for people living with chronic diseases. These talks happen on an ongoing basis. So if it was a fake, if it was just made up, if it was BS, NVO would have denied it, but they haven't denied it because maybe they're waiting to announce it on Monday. That would really be amazing for HIMS. It would really be amazing for NVO as well. It would help it regain market share from Eli Lilly, from the compounders, and securing HIMS in before Lilly's pill potentially comes out online in the next few months. But even if that didn't happen, if it was fake, I told you guys, such litigations, they take years and years to be resolved. It could potentially not be resolved before 2028, 2029. And from now until then, HIMS will most likely be able to continue compounding GLP-1, as the FDA has warned 30 telehealth companies recently, but HIMS was not into them because HIMS is no longer saying that it includes the same ingredients as Wegovy, and they changed their marketing in general, and they did it the way the FDA wants it to do. So maybe they're letting HIMS off the hook, and they're not sending them letters anymore and bothering them. So that would be really amazing for HIMS again. And the NVO patent expires in 2030, 2031. So if HIMS can compound till 2028, 2029, and then sell generic in 2031, like they're doing it in Canada because their patent expired in Canada, that's not as bad as it sounds, but there's a lot of uncertainty. That's why the stock went down, and that's why the stock recovered. And I got trolled so much on the stock, it's not even funny. Even on Friday, someone told me on my AMD video. Why should we listen to you? You talked about this on HIMS many times and the stock is down. Guys, do your own research. Yes, do your own research. But it's like I never told you guys about Mama, it's up 800%. SoFi, that's up a double. Robinhood from 32, it went up to 150. Constellation Energy, Cheniere Energy, my portfolio was 99.9% in HIMS. No, actually, it's 110%. I have 10% on margin and the rest 100% is my own money. And there's a lot of dumb people out there, but it's one of the most dramatic stocks I've ever owned. And a lot of, again, beginner retail investors, they believe you have to have 100% hit rate. You have to be right 100% of the time. But most importantly, when you talk about a stock, it has to go up immediately. I've had many stocks go down 50, 70%, and then they recover and go up hundreds of percent. It has happened so many times to me, which is why we invest based on the fundamentals, and that's what can keep you away from getting upset and selling the bottom based on fluctuations in stock prices. And that's just my opinion on HIMS, not financial advice. We'll see what happens. If it is a partnership, will be amazing. If not, I think HIMS will likely be able to do well given their diversification outside the United States. They have a lot of levers to pull. So we'll see what happens. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you in another update.